guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here in one of my favorite parking lot locations because guess what? We have one of those German performance cars that you lust for. This is it. This is a 2022 BMW M4, not just any M4. As you can see, it's a convertible and it's the mighty competition version. But before we get into this charged up powerhouse of a car from BMW, let's talk about what's going on here. BMW, Bavarian Motor Works. They've been doing cars ever since the 1930s, and when it comes to competition, it's all about M performance. When you see an M4, an M3, M5, that is a true performance machine because M stands for motorsports, and that's what they want to bring. But not only the motorsports, they also are trying to bring the best in technology and, of course, luxury and style. Now, when it comes to the M4, we've already featured the tin top version, that coupe, talking about the performance, talking about the power. This convertible, bringing some new change with that drop top fun. A lot of people were wondering why they didn't make a hard top folding convertible. We're gonna talk about that. But what I wanna do is I wanna look at another famous German brand, Mercedes, and their AMG performance lineup. I want to compare this M4 competition that's got the extra horsepower against the AMG C63S. Which way are you going to go? Let's find out with our M4 competition. Right off the bat, the color really fits this drop top to a T. It sometimes looks red, it sometimes looks orange, but it really has a lot of style to it. At the front of the business, you're gonna get great technology when it comes to full-on lighting. You have BMW's coveted laser technology with their headlights. Of course, you're gonna have those halo daytime running lamps that are LED and LED turn signals. Working your way down, we got massive corner air curtains. This is gonna help smooth out the air that hits the front of this car. And then, of course, you're gonna have that corner splitter that comes down. Not only does it look good, but it's gonna help funnel that air and give us some nice downforce. We come across the big kidney shape, but obviously they're a little bit bigger than kidney. Lung-shaped grille, super large. Let me know if you're still hung up on this. I know a lot of people are still arm wrestling and tongue wrestling about what this looks like. We got the M4 competition badge. Remember, when you see competition, you're getting more performance, full functionality, forward-facing camera, and then watch this. On both sides of the lung-shaped grills, we got carbon fiber and more functionality. So you got plenty of air to hit those areas that is very important for cooling, whether it be brakes, the heat exchangers, or just aero aid. But definitely unique. Let me know how you feel about that design. When you get up onto the hood, I love how sharp and crisp the edges are. You have that nice valley in the center. The one thing, and I know I've said this before that I wish they would have done, is made these heat extractors. These look really good, especially with the rest of everything, but it would have been nice to have that functionality to drag the hot air from underneath the hood. Now, as we come around the bend, you'll notice some drippings that are happening on my face. It's very hot out here, but the show must go on. We come around the bend, what are we working with? Some sexy wheels and tires. Check it out. We got those 19-inch, it's staggered, 19-inch up front, 20-inch out back. I love the V-spoke pattern design. It's actually a flat gray, not a flat black, flat gray with that machined aluminum outer edge. Check out the calipers. 6-piston in size. It's even got the M logo. Remember, M stands for motorsports. And when we talk about brakes, you're looking at over 15 inches. Think about that. You might be watching Rady's Rides right now and stuffing a pizza in your face. Your pizza is probably the size of 16 inches. This is almost as big as your pizza. And guess what? You're not gonna be able to stop this BMW with your pizza. You could stop it with these rotors. Fully cross-drilled, 2-piece, very light, and very good for getting rid of the heat. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what kind of tires do we have wrapped around these wheels? You got those Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. We got 275, so 275 on the width, 35 series sidewall, adaptive dampers, all 4 corners to give you the perfect handling, but also the perfect ride. Now, as we come down the fender, you'll see nice body lines. You can see the badging. M4. The only thing I don't like about this that I'm gonna zonk is that it's a fake vent. This would have been nice to have a fender vent instead of just the badge, but at least you have an area to put the badge. As we kind of back up and take a look at the whole vehicle, when the top is down, it looks spot on the money. And the reason why BMW decided to go cloth top is to save weight. If they would have went with a folding hardtop, I think you'd have too much weight in this car. One thing to cut weight, carbon fiber mirrors match with the ducts that are up front that are carbon fiber, and I love the way they shape everything. These are power folding with the LED lighting. And then you'll notice that from the side, really has very distinctive clean lines. You know that this is a BMW from the side. Gloss black on this lower sill. This would have been nice to have full carbon fiber, just like the mirror cap, but you got it all the way down, extends nicely. Color matched on the door handles. Dig in the clean tonneau cover that covers the cloth top. And then when we look at the rear, you're gonna get a little bit different wheel size. It's a 20-inch wheel. So remember, when we say 20 inches, we're talking about 20 inches in diameter. Still great spoke design. My only zonk is I wish they would not put a floating caliper. I want a nice Brembo solid setup here. 285. So you got more rubber to meet the road. Now you might be saying, well, Joe, isn't this all-wheel drive? You are correct, but it sends most of the power to the rear wheels, and to have a little bit wider tire, the 285s, will give us the grip. We got a limited slip, electronic limited slip diff to help get that power to the ground, but I'm telling you, those tires, they're gonna give you the stick and also the durability that you want. Now, as we come up, another thing that I can't believe this car does not have is a carbon fiber trunklet spoiler. Just a nice little extra kick up would have been a nice addition. You do get awesome LED turn signals, brake lights. I love the way they shape them and they bring it right into the trunk. Another thing that's smart that the designers did is they took the DOT required reflector, put it in that flared section, and you also have your rear extensions to help channel that air. And then coming across the back, you see this, you better be careful. M4 competition. Wait until you hear how much power we got. And then going all the way down to the ground level, carbon fiber rear diffuser. You could actually hang this on the wall in your house as a piece of artwork. We got a quad tip exhaust, active exhaust. You can make it louder, piss off your neighbors. You can make it quieter, keep the peace. I say piss them off, but I love the nice oval shape slash cut. I can't wait to hear the roar of this M4 competition. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk power. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. Underneath the hood, I do love the amount of bracing. Not only do you get a strut top mount brace from one side to the other, you can see the wires for the actual adaptive dampers, and they also tie in the front of the vehicle to really stiffen it up. One thing I was hoping was for a nice carbon fiber engine cover. You get a more simple one, not too shabby, but it's what's underneath the cover that makes the car, not the cover itself. This one has that straight six, 3-liter twin turbo straight six, 503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to one transmission and one transmission only, ZF 8-speed automatic. Believe it or not, even on a regular M4, you can't get the car with a manual, the convertible, only the automatic. The great news is though, with BMW's X Drive system, 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, quarter mile is gonna blaze by at 12 seconds flat at 121 miles an hour. MPGs, 16 in the city, 23 on the highway, and the car weighs 3,880 pounds. Now, if you're comparing this to the AMG from Mercedes, that car has 503 horsepower, but it weighs a ton more, 4,319 pounds, 0 to 60 in about 3.9 seconds. Obviously, you know the difference between power numbers, little bit of the performance quotient, and of course, the beauty is gonna be in the eye of the beholder with the way that it looks. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this M4 competition and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 BMW M4 competition. This is the top dog if you want an M car for this particular series, the 4 Series. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been looking at the BMW, I've been looking at Audi, I've been looking at AMG. I'm very curious about this M4 competition. My best friend's mother's boyfriend, sister's mailman, girlfriend bought one of these, and I really liked it after I saw it. How much is this one? The way that this particular one is optioned, you're looking at an MSRP of $104,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Just like every other BMW, you're getting clean German styling. Some contrast stitching up top, smooth finish. We got no gloss black around the switchgear to unlock and lock your doors. We got the optional Harman Kardon sound system and the two-tone, which, you know what? For me, it's working. Not my favorite. I would just go with pure black. Door pocket, though, is very, very tight. Maybe one bratwurst, no mustard, no sauerkraut, and a bottle of IBC root beer to wash it down. Going from the door panel to the dash, I do like the smooth touch finish. Carbon fiber, which is always looking good. And then what do we got infotainment-wise? 10.25 infotainment system screen. It's got that usual BMW integration, all touchscreen capability. One of my favorite touches, though, is when you hit car, I'm going to the menu. No, not the food menu, the M menu. This is where you can configure your M buttons, the head-up display. I also really like the driving information. Watch this. Not trip data. Who gives a damn about that? Sport displays. Shows horsepower, G-forces, the whole 9 yards in one nice display, so your passenger can really freak out when you're going on throttle with them, and then you're right back to home. I throw it in reverse. There's your backup camera, nice and clear. Of course, you got that automated parking assist, backup assist, and you can change all the different camera angles, and it's got the 360 right back in the park, and then you go home and you're good to go. Dual climate. This one has 3 stages of ventilated seats and 3 stages of heated seats, so thank God for that in hot Florida. Your usual radio controls in a BMW. Somebody spilled a bucket of carbon fiber here, but the good news is open sesame, wireless charging, 2 cup holders, a USB-A, and a 12-volt. And then here is your BMW key fob. It's got the M colors on it. That's an additional 5 horsepower right there, just for those colors. Close the door, looking good. The new iDrive controller. It's got the updated software. Of course, we got an M Motorsport shifter for that 8-speed automatic. Would be nice to have a manual transmission in here. Your bright red start-stop button, all the different modes, all those goodies. Carbon fiber, semi-soft to kind of hard on the leather, but you know what? I definitely want to thank the cows that sacrificed their lives for this console lid. Open it up, you got a USB-C, and guess what? You could put $1 million in there. No, not $1 million in money, $1 million in 100 gram bars. That's 10 100 gram bars. Check out the seats. One-piece back, nice soft leather. We got the optional ventilation on the back of your neck. It's like somebody kind of whispering, I love you on the back of your neck. Good bolstering, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. I'm 6 feet tall. With the top up, I'm swimming in space in here. Swimming. But why don't you come over here? I got carbon fiber paddles. No, not that I want to hit you with, but carbon fiber paddles to shift with, and 12.3 inches I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, here we are behind the wheel, the business end. You do have 2 memory seat settings, so you could let technically somebody borrow your M4 competition, but there's no way in hell I'm going to do that. You are going to be greeted to a very tasteful M4 competition aluminum sill plate, let you know that you did it right. Check out the pedal box. Large M badge on that dead pedal, all aluminum, brake pedal, and the throttle. The only thing missing is that 3rd pedal, but you know that's how I live my life. Save the manuals. Seat controls, plenty of adjustability, more ways to move your body than you ever thought before. And like I said, I'm 6 feet tall. I feel good. Not too heavy on the bolstering, but it makes it interesting. It's gonna definitely hold you in place. What you get to hold on to is this right here. Perfect size steering wheel. I love the motorsport colors. That's an additional 5 horsepower. You got your preference buttons to set up for the M buttons of performance, depending on how you have it set up. Carbon fiber, heated steering wheel, and then guess what? Surf's up, because we got surfboard style paddles. So Surfing USA, up and down the 8-speed automatic. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, but I promise you 12.3 inches, and there it is. 12.3 inches of digital goodness in that dash. Watch when I go into sport mode. Ba-bam. You got your change up of the tack and everything, and you have a head-up display that changes. That's the size of a pumpkin. But you know what? What's great about this M4, unlike the other ones we reviewed, is you can put the top down. So here we go. I'll show you how easy it is. Close the door, windows go down, and Steven's gonna show off all of the working bits of how that top is just gonna fold. And you could do this up to about 30 miles an hour. Seals up and we are good to go. But before we get into the trunk, I wanna get into that back seat and see if realistically you could take 4 people in this M4. All right guys, back seat time. I told you I would do it. Don't call me a liar. Sitting in the back seat of this drop top, and this is what makes these types of cars fun. Miatas are great, C8 Corvette convertibles are great, but you can only share it with one other person. This, you get to share it with 3 other people. The more the merrier. Now, you do have one-piece backs, and you know what? There's no pockets, but that's okay, because usually they put that cargo net that I absolutely despise. What I do like is you're gonna get your 2 AC vents and your rear seat controls for the AC, adjust the temperature, 2 USB-Cs, 2 cup holders. And to be honest with you, it's not too bad. I didn't move the seat because I really wanted you to see how much space that we have. And of course, you're sitting a little upright, but that's the price you pay to ride in a drop top. But why don't we see what kind of stuff we could stuff into the trunk in this drop top M4. All right guys, time to get into the trunk. Real simple, hit the button, it pops up. Now we have the top up because I want to show you what you're gaining and what you're losing. So this is the amount of cargo room that we have with the top up. What you have to do is to put the top down, you have to pull this panel down. So that lets you know what you're going to be losing when that cloth top is down, but you do have cargo nets on both sides for that box of Twinkies. Maybe you're trying to hide that Subway footlong from your best friend who's really hungry. We got another Twinkie cargo net over here and a 12 volt, which is great. And you're looking about 9 cubic feet of space, which is actually quite impressive on this smaller size vehicle compared to the competition. But why don't we go ahead, the heck with trunk space. If you're ready, I'm ready. We got the keys to an M4 competition. Let's go on throttle. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 BMW M4 convertible. I have it in track mode, and I'm telling you right now, just being in this car, it has all the high-end finishes, but performance, especially with that X-Drive all-wheel drive system. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Yeah! Golly, look at this. Louise! Nice turn in. Great sound. The grip is just tearing at the asphalt. Woohoo! Wow. So I wanted to start with the top up, kind of let you see as we're driving down the road what the sound is like, how much room, especially headroom that we have. This thing accelerates with such ferocity. I mean, that straight 6, the turbo's doing their thing. Yeah, you gotta wait a little bit for the boost to kick in, but boy, oh boy, when it's on, it is on like Donkey Kong. Love the thickness of the steering wheel, those massive, supersized paddles. And then of course, the way the seats grip you, the leather, they're heated and ventilated. This thing is a beast. All right guys, obviously being a cabriolet, we got the convertible top down. I still have it in track mode, and we're gonna manually shift with those paddles. Just like before, I put the side glass up so you could hear me a little better, but here we go. On throttle, yeah! Nice. The sound. Unbelievable. Thanks. Woo! The brakes just freaking grab you and drag you down. So let's just talk about what the heck just happened. The way that the transmission shifts every time you hit that carbon fiber paddle is like a horse kicking you in the back. It's such ferocity. But that's what you want in this. It's like a polished ferocity that I feel the Mercedes is close. Audi, not even close. Audi's a little too polished. Mercedes, the AMG, it's got the same overall feel. I just like the way everything is laid out in here much, much better. The steering wheel is absolutely phenomenal. And then the connectedness with the all-wheel drive system. It allows just enough movement from the rear to pivot the car around a corner to really quicken your acceleration out of a turn. And then you're not getting any buffeting. I mean, high speed, low speed, no buffeting in the cabin, which is just unbelievable to think about. All right, guys, once again from a dead stop. Oh, throttle, here we go, launch control. Love the way the launch control works. Wow, wow, wow. This thing, I'm telling you, watch it turn it. It's like you think it, and then the car does it. And it's crazy how hard the car accelerates, how this BMW M4 competition accelerates with that launch control. Much different than just doing it even from a slow roll. The boost is spooled up and it's like a slingshot. Like some kid's pulling you back in a slingshot or a pinball machine and then just releasing it and you're fired off. Incredible, absolutely incredible. All right, guys, once again, we're gonna use the launch control. Still got the top down. Gotta have the top down to really experience the sound. And what's nice about this car is you got the 2 extra seats for somebody that wants to squeeze back there, unless they're on the smaller side. But comparing it to the AMG, here we go. On throttle, go! Nice. The corners just come up so quick. Whoa! God, yeah! Jeez Louise, the grip! The feedback! Wow. It just goes to show that the way BMW builds an M car, it's very unique. And they've gotten their act together to where the ultimate driving machine feedback is within this car. Plus you got all the great amenities. And it's just rock solid. And you can enjoy this every single day, top up or top down. All right, guys, one more time for you. Definitely one more time for me. On throttle, yeah! Love that exhaust. Unbelievable. Just how it yanks you right off the corner. That head-up display giving me all the information. It's like every corner comes up so quick in this car, but yet when you're done having your fun, ripping it through the twisties, you're comfortable. You can turn on your ventilated seats. Of course, you got all the nice AC controls, all the fine finishes, everything well within reach. And then you can put up the top. Right now I'm doing 30 miles an hour. Gotta slow down a little bit, you get the message. And then you put the top back up. But we gotta get back to where all this started, because BMW is gonna want their M4 competition back. I hope you've enjoyed the ride. I'll see you in an M4 minute. All right, guys, one hell of an on-throttle German kind of day with this BMW M4 competition cabriolet. I definitely want to thank everybody over at BMW for allowing Rady's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Was the on-throttle experience enough to persuade you to go with this M4 over the mighty AMG C63 S convertible? Put your answers in that comment section. But until we meet another day, if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. We got to give it up to the new addition here at Rady's Rides, Stephen Flood with Stephen Flood Photography. Definitely give him a follow on Instagram. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.